Over the last few weeks, I've seen more and more posts pop up here and there that are asking if now is a good time to get started in Lost Ark, now is a good time to come back, or if it's too late and they will be too far behind to be able to catch up. You know, the generic questions that people often ask about MMOs. Now, you've seen the title of the video. I think that now is the best time to come back or to get started with the game, and there are 4 reasons for that. Growth support, all the way up to item level 1370, the Mokoko challenge, current ongoing events, and the endgame that is currently available in the game. So let's just talk about them one at a time, starting with growth support. This is something that will help you increase your item level a lot faster than you normally would. Gearing up in Lost Ark isn't the same as in, let's say, Final Fantasy XIV. You don't just do a raid and hope that your gear drops. In Lost Ark, you get your gear from a dungeon and then you do daily and weekly activities to level up that gear through a process called honing. While there are a lot of different materials around, it's fairly simple. You just go to the NPC, you give them your materials and you press hone. The first few levels will be very cheap in terms of materials needed, and your success chance will also be very high. But the higher that you go in levels, the more materials are needed and also the lower your success chance will go. But this is where growth support comes into play. It will reduce the amount of materials you need to try for an upgrade. It will also double the upgrade that you get all the way up to level 11. So instead of going from 1 to 2 to 3, you'll be going from 1 to 3 to 5, all the way until you reach level 13, because level 11 is the last time where you get this double level up. And all of your hones up to plus 15 will also have a 100% success chance. And this plus 15 is important as that is the point at which you have a high enough item level to head into the next tier of content where your gear will be reset. If tiers sound a bit confusing, you can look at it like this. Tier 1 is the base game, and then Tier 2 and Tier 3 are the first and second expansion. And at the start of each tier there is a gear reset. Now these growth buffs, I guess you could call them, will help you get through Tier 1 and Tier 2 fairly quickly because of the 100% success chance and everything else that I just talked about. But once you reach Tier 3, the buffs that you will be getting a bit weaker. You still get the reduced material cost and the higher success chance, but no more double upgrades, and this increased success chance also isn't 100% anymore. However, there is a pity system in Lost Ark, so every time you fill an upgrade, a bar will fill, and then once this bar is full, your next upgrade will be guaranteed to succeed, and the growth support will help fill this bar faster as well. Secondly, we have the Mokoko challenge, which is a fancy name for new or returning player rewards. If you're a new player or someone that is returning that doesn't have an item level 1370 character yet, then you get access to a series of challenges or tasks to do that when completed will grant you honing materials among other things. So it's to help you get caught up with 1370 faster. So you can use this together with the growth support to reach 1370 fairly quickly. There's also an event going on at the moment that will help you get there even faster. So once you reach tier 3 and finish the initial storyline, you will be granted a power pass. This is an item that allows you to boost a character to 1302 immediately, skipping all of the story and gear grind for you. So while this might not be useful on your character that you just leveled, if you end up not liking the class that you picked as much as you thought you would, then this is an easy way to boost a new class to that same level and make the switch. The Express event, however, will help you on your way to 1370, as it will provide you with a lot of materials as you're leveling up. And then there's also a normal event that is going on, which will provide you with even more upgrade materials and also other goodies. But normal events are around most of the time, so they aren't just there to help out new or returning players. They're also there for the long-term players. So all of this will help you on your way to 1370. But why is this item level breakpoint so important? Well, this is the level at which you get access to legendary gear, and while it mostly provides a higher base stat pool on your armor and a set effect, the accessories is where you will find a big gameplay difference. For two reasons. One, you get access to higher stat totals, and two, you get access to more engravings. So the stat totals will make your class feel better, you'll crit more often, and if you're a class that focuses on building gauge, you'll be able to fill that gauge a lot faster, and if you're a high swiftness class, then you'll get a lot more attack speed, movement speed, and cooldown reduction than you were able to get before. The extra engravings will also have a big impact on some classes. For some it will simply be a damage increase and you won't really notice much of it outside of just bigger numbers, but others might take certain engravings that will directly affect their gameplay, like shortening cast times for sorcerers or shortening charge times for Deathblade or Destroyer, for example. So 1370 is the point at which most of the classes in the game start feeling a lot better. This is also the point at which you start getting access to raid content. The first raid that we have, Argos, might not be a huge game changer, but it's a good introduction raid, I guess you could call it. But as you level up your gear some more, you will eventually get access to the Legion raids, which offer relic armor, and this is where the game becomes really good. So you're fast tracked to the point where your class begins to feel good and where you start getting access to the raid content. And then you have to put in some more effort yourself before you get access to the Legion raids, which is where the game gets really good, as both the raids themselves as the rewards they offer, like the relic armor, are amazing. And because we now also have the first 2 Legion raids in the game, we're also able to craft a full set of relic gear, because to craft a full set you need to craft gear that comes from both of these 2 raids. Some pieces come from Valtan and others will come from Vicus. So because we now have both of these raids in the game, you can get a full relic set which has a very big impact on either your gameplay or your damage output, or both depending on the class that you play. So as you can see, it's now really easy to catch up to the entry level of raids in Lost Ark, and while it will take some effort to get into the Legion raids, you will at least get to experience the other endgame activities very quickly with a class that also feels really good to play. And you'll get to experience the Legion raids before you know it. So because of all of this, I think that now is the best time to get back into Lost Ark, or to get started, as it's easy to catch up and the content that is currently in the game is really good. So that's going to do it for me. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.